Well, Scott Niedermayer, 27 for the Devils, made a mistake, but boy, those 19-year-old legs recovered to really stop Rick Tocchet from getting good wood on Chris Terreri. There's the highlight player. Batted it off out of the way. John McLean shot that went up high off Tom Barrasso, side of the mask.
This is not an easy game. They are really in the trenches on this one. Billy Guerin sends it into the zone. Played by Larry Murphy back in his own end for Jennings. Guerin on him. Guerin rubs him out. Ken Danico. Lemieux in the middle. Tocchet. Back to Lemieux. Tocchet poked away by Terreri. Ken Danico. Well, yeah, I've seen Mario Lemieux play a lot of games. Not following their team regularly, but still a lot of games. I have never seen him quite as fired up as he is right now. I mean, right now he's trying to do it. 2-on-1. Tocchet fell down. The shot goes wide. He wanted to pass to Stevens, then he didn't, and then he was on the ice.
The indecision breakdown.
And he fell down as a result of it.
You know, the only time I've seen Mario this wound up was earlier in his career. First couple of years. But he has said over the years he has learned focus, learned concentration, and nothing can get him off his game. He used to get like that when he really wasn't winning hockey games, losing all the time, and everybody in the league was trying to beat him up game after game. Well, now he's got a bigger team, he's got more support, and most of the time they've got the lead. So nobody can take the time to come after him. Watch Rick Tocchet's indecision. Pass, shoot, pass, shoot. Whoa.
Nothing.
Well, that might have looked like it's an embarrassing play for Rick Tocchet, but I can understand it. When you're in the middle, you don't know if you're going to take that stride and shoot. You don't know what's going to happen. All right, Dave Barr now, number 11 for the Devils, back out against Mario Lemieux. So Herb Brooks has gone back to his original plan to have Barr against Mario.
It's great excitement when you see a player of this caliber. Now he's decided, I'm going to show him. I'm going to show him who I am, and that's what he's trying to do when he's out there in the ice. Zelepukin brings it up. Zelepukin gets the pick and got knocked down by Al Samuelson. Lemieux centering. Mullen's there to intercept. Mullen lost it, and Samuelson picks it up. Samuelson out to center ice. Fetisov. Lava Fetisov up to Zelepukin. Zelepukin the move on Taglianetti. Zelepukin with Lemieux coming. Zelepukin save! Barrasso. That ended up in a 3-on-2 to the Devils' advantage. Devils leading 1-0. The goal came in the first period. Stefan Richer got the goal. Lemieux with the puck. Taken out of the play by Taglianetti. Here's a 3-on-2 break the other way. Mullen with Francis and Taglianetti. Now Francis shot. Save Terreri, and he got batted at by Mullen as the puck bounced out of his glove. It came right back down at him.
You know, when a series is over, you can generally look back and say, our goaltending or the other guy's goaltending was the difference. 3-on-2 for the Penguins. Chris Terreri had that one hit him, so he got cut a break on that one by the Penguins. Ronnie Francis hit him. But it's not going to be enough for the Devils' Chris Terreri simply to play as well as Tom Barrasso. He's got to try and offset the firepower. Look really in control on that one. Terreri will go down very quickly onto his knees. That time he stayed up long enough to be able to make the save. Tom Barrasso will simply outweight you. He used to commit prematurely early in his career, but now he will outweight you. And I talked about his size, Gary. See that crossbar? That's only 4 feet high. At 6'3", plus about 3.5 inches for skates, you got 6'6.5". You spread those arms out to the side, kind of like wings when you're in the set position, and you don't see much under the crossbar with Tom Barrasso.
Devils offside as Billy Guerin had come in on the right wing after Dave Barr tried to get the setup. 5:07 to go here, and we'll take a look at our scoreboard. You see the Chicago-St. Louis game. They are 1-1. Our scoreboard brought to you by Bud Light. There are 11:17 remaining in the second period there with St. Louis up in the series. Calgary and Los Angeles play at the Forum again. Calgary won the game in Los Angeles, the first game back there, so they've got the lead in that one 2-1.
That's also the series game for the LA Kings. I mean, to me, the importance of a game 4 when you're leading 2-1 or down 2-1 has to do with where game 5 will be played. The Flames win, they go up 3-1 and go back home. It's tough to pull out a 5th game in the other guy's building with the chokehold on.
Very, especially in that building. Calgary has a big, long-standing advantage at home ice. Into the corner, Shel Samuelson behind his own net. You are enjoying this one. ABC's coverage of the Stanley Cup playoffs. This is what it's like all around the league when you get into these playoffs, the so-called second season of the National Hockey League. Billy Guerin sweeps it into the corner. Bobby Holik, Kjell Samuelsson moved in with it. Guerin's got it. Taken down by Ramsey and Guerin do battle. Comes to Lemieux. Lemieux trying to get it around Niedermeyer. Got it back. Stevens intercepts in the pass to Yager. Brought back in by McEachran. Sean McEachran. Stick save made by Terreri around the glass. Near side Lemieux. Bats it away from by. Stevens got it again. Held in. Shot by Ramsey. Lemieux wrap around attempt. Covered up by Terreri. He shot that from directly behind the net. That's how long that stick is.
What are you doing?
Pouring on A1.
Before? Think it'll taste different after? Because before you did it after.
Try it. Before you eat it all.
Oh, after you.
A1. It's how steak is done. At the first tickly itch of athlete's foot, Desonex. Killing those grungy fungi before they get cracking and burning. Go get that can now, or else don't blame Desonex.
When you see what AT&T is saying to American business, you might ask yourself an interesting question. Where did all these people go? According to a study by the FCC, AT&T's market share of long-distance service in America is heading in a new direction.
Stéphane Richer with the only goal in this hockey game. Before he scored, the top 5 Devils scorers in this series had exactly 1 goal and 2 assists. Compared to the Penguins' 5 scorers, other than Lemieux, 9 goals and 14 assists.
Jennings almost. He surprised Chris Terreri with that point shot. Grant Jennings really ripped it in. Stéphane Richer starting out. Bobby Holik with him. Knocked down by Jennings. Jennings in the middle of Francis. Cross ice. Tocchet. Ken Danico's there with him. Danico held up. Stevens the puck. Stevens trying to go back to the point. Bernie Nickel. Nickel got bad right foot. You saw him trying to turn that time. He kind of has to take a hip hop there in order to get out of the zone and get the weight in the right place. Near side for Francis. Francis all alone back there. Devils get that out in a hurry. Richer.
And Gary, we've hardly seen Bernie Nichols. One of the reasons is beside his injury, Scotty Bowman is just playing Mario Lemieux to death. That means Herb Brooks is going to try and have Dave Barr out there against him. That doesn't leave much time for Bernie Nichols.
Francis off to Tocchet. Tocchet center it through everybody. Stevens over to get it. Plus Nichols has got a back that's acting up on him, so he's had a tough playoff series here. John McLean for Kasatonov. Richer sends it in, heads to the bench for the line change with 3:10 to go here in the period. Pittsburgh Penguins during their win streak, remember they have not lost in 21 games through the regular season and playoffs, have outscored the opposition 118 to 61. But the Devils have held them scoreless with 2:54 to go here in the second. Lemieux off the blocker of Barassa. John McEachran, the rookie, gets it up to Martin Straka. Checked away by Kasatonov to Yager. Jaromir Yager, look out, McEachran in. Shot, save, Terreri. Chris Terreri, a huge save on the bouncing puck. Jaromir Yager. Yager back in. Yager. Fetisov with him. Fetisov just stripped him of the puck. Zelepukin off to Seamak. Seamak brings it up. Fans wanted a call. A Devil player down. Got hit in the face. Lemieux back for Stevens. Still no whistle. Now we'll get one. Valeri Zelepukin went down at center ice and apparently hit in the face.
It looked like he got hit up high. There doesn't appear to be any blood, but remember, he took a shot up high around the mouth in Game 3 from Ulf Samuelsson. And I'll tell you something, in just a couple of days, it's not enough for some of the hurts to go away. Here comes 25 for the Devils through the neutral zone. Oh, there it is. It was a little chop from behind Jaromir Yager. If Fawcett sees that, the Penguins got a problem. Never saw it. A lot of times the referee will go to the linesman to see if he saw anything, but that's clear contact. I'm surprised Fawcett missed it. For that matter, I'm surprised we missed it.
See, that can easily be, under the rule we read the other game last Sunday, can easily be the careless use of the stick that results in a 5-minute game misconduct. You don't have to, as you mentioned, you do not have to draw blood under the rule. I mean, that would be a stupid rule to have. It's a careless use of the stick, and we may get it yet.
Well, I think that qualified.
It did. Now the linesman can help the referee. If the linesman saw it and the referee didn't, the linesman can go to the referee and say, here's what happened, and the referee can make the call based on what the linesman saw.
That has to be what happened here, because Mark Fawcett absolutely would have made a move to blow the play down.
Look at Lemieux and Stevens. They're not talking about the penalty. This is a little under your skin music going on right here. Lemieux's complaining about the call, and Stevens is really rubbing him. Want to remind you, coming up here on ABC, it'll be the Shell Houston Open, and that'll be coming up next Saturday, and you will see that PGA making the stop in Texas for that one. Followed at 4:30 Eastern, 1:30 Pacific by ABC's Wide World of Sports. The first leg of the Chrysler Triple Crown Challenge. And then the 111th run for the Roses, the Kentucky Derby live. Jaromir Jagr is going to get the 5-minute major in the automatic game disqualification.
I don't disagree with that call, Gary.
Good call.
Under the terms of the rule book, that's the way it's supposed to read. Careless use of stick. Now the options were a 2-minute penalty, or 2 2-minute penalties, or a 5-minute major. That's Valeri Zelepuka, number 25, the guy that was hit. So the Penguins have drawn the maximum, and not only the maximum penalty, the 5 for that hit by Jagr, but a huge loss to the Penguins, because Jagr is one of the 2 players besides Mario Lemieux that I think is able to elevate himself almost to a superhuman level when it's on the line in the 3rd period. They're not going to have him.
So the Devils lost Claude Lemieux early in the game, 3 for the high sticking major. Scotty Bowman has now lost Jaromir Jagr with 2:16 to go in the 2nd period for the high sticking major. And now the Devils get a full 5-minute power play that'll run over into the 3rd period. When you have the major penalty call, the 5-minute major, you get the full 5 minutes. You can score as many goals as you can get. Under the regular power play rule, where you have just the 2-minute advantage, you get 1 goal, and the penalty automatically ends, and you're back to even strength. Driver with Mario Lemieux out on the penalty killing unit. Up to Lemieux. The Devils on the power play here. They get it in. They're leading 1-0. Tom Barrasso. Barrasso around the glass. Driver near side to hold it in. Bruce Driver. Peter Stastny. Stastny still a great passer. Lost that one to Lemieux. Stripped him of it. Mario drops it off for Francis. Francis with Murphy. Back for Murphy. Lemieux's in front of the net. Murphy tried to get it to him. Taken away. Chance for the Devils. 3-on-1. Up to Lemieux. 3-on-1. Alf Samuelsson, the only defenseman. Niedermeyer. Shot. Save made Barrasso. Rebound came right out from behind him. Scott Stevens got the shot. Tom Barrasso made the save. And the puck went behind him and then back through the crease and out into the middle. Scott Stevens coming on the right wing side ended up with a shot. Peter Stastny had it kicked away. Joey Mullen cleared. Niedermeyer in. Niedermeyer tied up by Tippett. Kjell Samuelsson up for Tippett. Way ahead of him. Ferrari. Tippett moved in, couldn't block it. Stefan Richer has the goal. Will start at his own end with a minute to go in the 2nd period. Bertie Nichols out on the power play unit. Nichols. Kjell Samuelsson with him. Nichols to the point. Tommy Avalon. Zelepuka couldn't control. Kjell Samuelsson clears the zone. We're looking at the time remaining in the period. A lot more than that on the power play. Zelepuka. Kjell Samuelsson knocked him down. Cleared around by Kjell Samuelsson, and it gets a Pittsburgh bounce.
You talk about a tower of power, and I mean tower. 6'6", 235 pounds of Kjell Samuelsson. 2 clean outs. He just overpowered Zelepuka and threw him down. And his shot's good enough that he can hard around it, around the boards behind the net, and still beat the point man for the Devils and get the puck out.
Taken away by Stefan Richer. Richer dropped it off. Shot, score! Tommy Avalon!
Isn't timing everything? 9.5 4 seconds to go in the second period. Stéphane Richer with his second point of the game, an assist to go with his goal. Beautiful feed to Tommy Albel, and here Richer had a couple of options, shoot or pass. He decided to pass, and Tom Barrasso, as big as he is, couldn't get in front of that one. Keep in mind, the Devils will open the third period with just about 3 minutes left on this power play. That's how big this goal is. 2-goal lead now. 3 minutes of power play coming up.
Tommy Abelin's second career goal in 7 playoff games. And the Devils have a 2-0 lead. And that will end the second period, and the crowd up and at them here in East Rutherford, New Jersey, for their New Jersey Devils. And with justifiable reason, the Devils have taken a 2-0 lead. We'll be back with our second intermission after this word from our ABC stations.
We called it Big Engine Woods.
From Stephen King.
You have to keep your wits about you when you go there.
You mean they're haunted?
Nothing is ever the way it seems.
Something's happening to this town. It has something to do with that thing in the woods in there.
The Tommy Knockers in 2 weeks on ABC.
I can't believe it's light beer.
Believe it.
No.
Yes.
I'm shocked. It doesn't taste like a light beer at all.
It is.
No way. A light beer usually doesn't have that bravado.
Bravado? There's a new light beer for people who wouldn't consider a light beer.
I want to see the label.
Introducing Coors Extra Gold Light compared to Bud.
I can't believe it's extra gold light and it's still darker than Bud.
Looks and tastes like regular beer. You won't believe it's a light.
How'd you do that? How'd you do it?
Coors Extra Gold Light. It's the rich, smooth, darker light beer.
Say that 3 times.
Harris, 2 months ago, you stood right there and told me you guys were as good as AT&T. That our calls get through just as quick. You know my boys don't like to wait.
Well, I know, but the network is very new. And
I thought our bills were going to be as accurate as AT&T's. Now, does Hank look like he needs another hassle?
No, sir.
We need guarantees.
Now, anyone can tell that one's a winner.
Well, mister, we know what's bull and what's not. Son, that's a cow.
Come back now and get 100 days free.
Your Dodge dealer wants to drop something on you. A bedliner at no extra charge when you buy any new Dodge pickup, like this Dakota Sport with an available 230 horsepower Magnum V8. Pick this Dakota and you can also get $500 cash back. Plus, a bedliner at no extra charge. But don't get caught napping on this bedliner offer. It's for a limited time only. So before this deal comes to a close, see your participating Dodge dealer.
Don Cannon, Sally Wiggin, weekdays at 5.
The Dodge Intermission Report, presented by the new Dodge, a division of the Chrysler Corporation.
Welcome once again, everyone, to the Dodge Intermission Report. I'm John Saunders here in New York. 2-0 New Jersey with the lead over Pittsburgh as they try and avoid the sweep. Chicago trying to do likewise. They could be swept if they lose this game to the St. Louis Blues. Right now, it is tied at 1 apiece. Bonus coverage now. We're going to take you out to St. Louis and join Mike Emmerich and Jim Schoenfeld.
From the arena in St. Louis. Even strength hockey, even on the board at 1-1, and a penalty coming up. Another penalty to Chicago. And the Blues again will go.
No Calgary, LA.
Rob Schick, a high sticking call. Craig Muni makes his way to the box. The Hawks are playing a tough game, but an undisciplined game, and Daryl Sutter doesn't like that. Destroying any offensive flow they can get. You'll see the high stick right there as Miller attempts to jump on that loose puck. The Hawks are going to win this game, Mike. They've got to stay out of the penalty box. They just keep putting themselves into a hole with every penalty they take.
High sticking the call this time, and so St. Louis's power play is 1 for 5 today. 5 for 21 in the series, and gets another crack. The third successive opportunity they've had here in the second period. And this has been in the last 6 minutes. Miller passes back. Brown across. Shuffled by Hall on over. Belstner with a pass that's broken up. Trying to clear it was Chelios. Belstner able to pop it to the corner. Chelios there to play it again and is able to take his own pass and boot it across for Larmer. And Larmer sends it back down. Under 5 minutes to play in the second. Hull the lone goal for the Blues. Brent Sutter the lone goal for Chicago. Hull with a pass ahead that skipped off of Miller's stick, but he recovered. Gets help from Felsner, but they call the play offside.
All right, we will keep you updated on that game as it continues. St. Louis leading the series 3-0 and getting ready to dust off Chicago if they can pull off the win in this one. Right now, it's tied at 1-1. Back with more from New York in a moment.
Magic Moments, presented by Dodge. Gordie Howe, Mr. Hockey, was unquestionably the most durable player in the history of the NHL. His career spanned an incredible 5 decades. But Gordie became a hockey immortal in 1963 when, as a Detroit Red Wing, he surpassed Maurice Richard's career record of 544 goals. Though he finished with 801 scores, the record breaker will be remembered as Howe's most magic moment.
Thousands of words already written about the revolutionary Dodge Intrepid, Automobile Magazine managed to sum it up in just 4. Intrepid. This changes everything.
We're gonna have to bail.
What about the Bud Light?
No time. There's only one left. You take it. I'll never forget you.
If you want great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down, make it a Bud Light.
Not so fast.
Yes! In this wide world of sports, there is one contest that blends so much color, so much history, and so much excitement that it has become more than a sporting event. It has become an American classic. Welcome to Derby Day on ABC Sports. We'll see golf's greats painting the fairways at the Shell Houston Open. And ABC's Wide World of Sports begins coverage of the Chrysler Triple Crown Challenge with a sports masterpiece, the Kentucky Derby, live. It's all Saturday on ABC Sports.
Welcome back once again to the Dodge Intermission Report. When you think of dynasties in the world of sport, you think of the New York Yankees in baseball, the San Francisco 49ers in football, in hockey, among others, the Montreal Canadiens, and maybe now the Pittsburgh Penguins. They're trying to add their names to the list. Exactly 100 years ago, this $50 Challenge Cup was donated by Lord Stanley to be awarded to the best team in hockey. The cup has changed, but the tradition is not. The Montreal Canadiens enjoyed their dominance, as well as the New York Islanders and the Edmonton Oilers. The Canadiens were led by Guy Lafleur and began their 4-year reign as champions back in 1976.
We felt very good that we had defeated a team that had won the previous 2 seasons. That was a major accomplishment, doing it on their ice and winning 4 straight. I think at that time our team had a special feeling that we could get better. It continued on for 2 more years after that, but maybe the 4th year of the 4 consecutive cups, the team didn't play quite as well during the regular season, but the Islanders were getting better. We were getting maybe some stiffer opposition.
I was disappointed we didn't win it before. I think it's a learning process. We got set back on our heels 2 years in a row. Then the team finally come together and realize that ingredient, that last ingredient to get you over the hump, so to say, to become a champion. Great teams find ways to win, and that team found a way to win.
The latest team to chase down the dynasty tag, the Pittsburgh Penguins, led offensively by scoring machine Mario Lemieux. Backstopped in goal by dependable Tom Barrasso. And guided behind the bench by Scotty Bowman, the all-time leader in playoff coaching victories.
Scotty's, greatest attribute, and all the time I've known him, is his ability to have the right people on the ice at the right time. And nowhere is that more important than in the playoffs. And I think he's proven to to the players on our team and to anyone in the entire National Hockey League that it's pretty tough to coach him through the playoffs.
I feel that our team is a great team because we have a great leader in Mario. He's probably the best player in the world, and he's going to go down as probably the best one that would play the game.
When you talk dynasty, you talk about teams that have won 3, 4, 5 Stanley Cups in a row. And, certainly, we have a pretty good start in winning 2 in a row, and this year is going to tell us if this team can do that. We feel very comfortable with the team that we have here in Pittsburgh, and we feel like we can be a great team not only this year but for the next couple of years.
This year, we're the favorites. I mean, we're going to be the favorites all the way through, and if we can, I think we have the type of players. We have a lot of 28, 29-year-old veterans who are captains on other teams that can take this pressure. And I just have a feeling that this team's going to accept all the pressure that's put upon it.
Pittsburgh Penguins well on their way to making it 3 Stanley Cups in a row. We'll find out if they
now has somebody open. Why? Look at the Penguins penalty killers. They're almost in a straight line. One of the forwards has to be over here. He was not over there. So Richer to Tommy Albalin, a nice one-time shot, and the Devils had their 2-0 lead. That was with less than 10 seconds to go in the period, so the Devils still have that lead. The big blow to the Penguins in the second period, they will be without their 21-year-old star Jaromir Jagr because of this careless high stick back-checking on Valeri Zelepukin. Mark Fawcett, the referee, didn't see it. He had to get input from his linesman to call it, but he called a 5 major. Jagr's gone, and the Devils still have power play time left.
Bill, they've got 2 minutes and 44 seconds left on that power play. What has happened also in the first 2 periods, the Devils have gotten under the skin of Mario Lemieux, especially John McLean. They went at it for one stretch in that second period while the play was up at the other end. These two were doing this, hanging on, grabbing, pouncing on one another, and it didn't stop. On extra shifts, they came right back at one another. Finally, on this play, Mario Lemieux got a little room, ended up in the net. He clearly wants to take over this game. In this third period, he's going to try and do it maybe by himself.
Gary, the one thing about Lemieux is he is choosing to play in the trenches. In front of the net, John McLean, Dave Barr, and everybody can rough him up. Usually Mario hangs out of the trenches because the defensive guy really doesn't have the option of roughing him up. He'll be called for it. Mario is the guy that is dictating. Let's get into the trenches.
Well, here we go. The Devils with a 2-0 lead have the power play underway here. Power play clock isn't running. Well, see if anybody sees that. Sent in. Tom Barrasso back to get it. The power play clock's not moving. The game clock is. They had 2:44 on the power play to go. It's something less than that. And remember, they get the full amount of that time off the 5-minute major. Niedermeyer in the corner. Push that along the boards. Lemieux gets it over to Murphy. Larry Murphy clears it out to Francis. Now the clock running, both of them. 2:34 left in the power play. The puck ends up in the seats. Underway here in the third. Remember, this Pittsburgh team's on this great win streak. They haven't lost in 21 games. Last time they were shut out all the way back to 76 against Toronto. The other thing that's kind of interesting, maybe an irony, there have only been 2 teams in National Hockey League history who've come back from 3-0 deficits to win a series. One of those was the New York Islanders. The quarterfinal series against the Pittsburgh Penguins was one of those, where Pittsburgh lost a 3-0 series lead and lost the series 4-3.
Yeah, I remember that year because I was with the Flyers and we ended up facing the Islanders and they just about did it to us. But different time, different Penguins team. They had a good team back then, but Scotty Bowman has a team that he has to be able to compare with his dynasty teams in Montreal. The killer instinct was always there. Playing on both sides of the puck, offense and defense was always there. And Scotty has both of those elements here.
You'll tell your computer to be quiet as it's not working. They've got trouble with the clock here. There is Scotty Bowman. They have game 5. It'll be back in Pittsburgh, and it will be tomorrow night. These two teams would have to go at it in game 5. And Bill and I have both pointed out throughout this series, Mario Lemieux and all of the Pittsburgh Penguins have said from day one, we still are not overconfident in this New Jersey Devils team on the ice against us. They have great respect for all their opponents, and the Devils are included in that. The Devils played them tough during the regular season, even though Pittsburgh won the series 6-2-1. Only Marr, at the end of the season on their undefeated streak, was a 6-6 tie in the Pittsburgh's final game here at the Meadowlands. Richer over to Tommy Avalon, comes outside the zone. Devils continuing on this power play. Tippett was up with him, knocked away that time by Tocchet. Chris Terreri wraps it around the net for Tommy Avalon, up for John McLean. McLean to Bernie Nichols. Third period underway here. East Rutherford, New Jersey. The Devils have the 2-0 lead, trying to end the Pittsburgh unbeaten streak, including 14 consecutive playoff wins going back to last year. Nichols got it in. Knocked into the corner by Zelapukin, played by Francis. Over to Larry Murphy, short-handed, up and out of the zone. Up on Richer behind the net. Francis with him. Richer. I want to welcome those of you who have been watching the Chicago-St. Louis game. Gary Thorne, Bill Clement here at the Meadowlands, the home of the New Jersey Devils, who are leading Pittsburgh 2-0. Third period. Richer to Niedermeyer. Score! Claude Lemieux!
The Devils have a 3-0 lead. They still have time left in their power play, just about a minute, and they've gotten people on the board. They have to get on the board. Claude Lemieux's first point of this series. He was the leading scorer during the regular season, and Scott Niedermeyer was just a prayer. I think Scott had trouble handling that one. Perhaps tried to deflect it towards the net, but he did better than that. It deflected right to the stick of Claude Lemieux, and the Devils lead 3-0, and man, are the Penguins quiet. Usually when a team is up, when they're ready, when they've got the energy level, it's all there. Their heads are bobbing all over the place. Those heads were absolutely still on the Penguins bench.
Devils have scored 2 power play goals in this 5-minute major to Jaromir Jagr at the end of the second period. Jagr out of the game on the high sticking misconduct penalty, and now it is 3-0 Devils. Murphy short-handed. Terreri makes the save. Still 20 seconds left on this Devils power play. Lemieux's goal at 1:52. Niedermeyer and Richer the assists. Stefan Richer now a goal and 2 assists in this game as the Devils try and keep their schedule alive for Monday night.
Gary, you can see the helmets, just little individual moves of the helmets bobbing back and forth. The shot we had of the Penguins bench before, all of the helmets were motionless. They seem to be pulling out of it now.
Claude Lemieux has played more playoff games than any other Devil. This is his 95th playoff game.
And Gary, he's kind of been relieved of one of his responsibilities, which was sharing the shadowing duty on Mario Lemieux in this game. So Claude Lemieux's been able to concentrate a little more on offense, and Tom Barrasso, the Penguins goalie, didn't have a chance on that one. He was still trying to figure out the deflection off of Niedermeyer's stick by the time Lemieux got it by him.
Could be a huge upset here for the New Jersey Devils, who are down in this series 3 games to none. Billy Guerin will send it into the zone. Shots are 25-21 in favor of Pittsburgh, but this time it's the Devils who have the lead. The shots on goal have not told the story in any of the games these teams have played. That was Lemieux at the big hook. Guerin the shot, save Barrasso. Rebound cleared off the back of Lemieux in the zone, batted at. Will be chased down by Scott Niedermeyer. Niedermeyer working behind his own net. They're looking at probably the Ray Bourque of the future right there in Scott Niedermeyer. 19 years old, a great player in all sense, both defensively, offensively, and as a leader. He plays so much older than the 19. There he is for the puck.
Come a long way since that role in Animal House.
Cleared back. Stevens clears it out. Pittsburgh trying to get on the board. Tocchet shot it wide. Mario Lemieux trying to center for Tocchet. Niedermeyer rolls, shot, score! Stevens on the rebound, and Pittsburgh makes it a 3-1 game.
And Gary, they made this one look easy. The Devils seem to let up on the play, especially let up on the coverage in front. Mario Lemieux spinning Dave Barr around. And Mario didn't have to be away from Dave Barr for long, did he, Gary? Just enough to make a play. He made one swat at it, then a pass out to Kevin Stevens, number 25, who had Scott Stevens, number 4 of the Devils, beside him. But he didn't turn around and see him quickly enough. So Mario Lemieux, with Dave Barr basically all over him, was able to still make the play, and that is something we've talked about all game long. Unless you have Mario Lemieux's stick tied up, you don't have him. Stevens knew that, and he decided to get open.
Second playoff goal, 5th point for Kevin Stevens, who now has picked up 35 playoff goals in his career. Rick Tocchet, part of the move out there on the ice, got an assist along with Lemieux. 328 on the even strength goal. And Pittsburgh gets on the board, 3-1. Devils lead cut to 2. Straka with Fetisov. Taken away. Pittsburgh's Larry Murphy comes back to the line. Mike Ramsey. Ramsey flips it in. Straka giving chase. Martin Straka knocked down by Fetisov. Puck behind the net. Penalty coming up. Fetisov and Straka were going at it. And it's going to be on Fetisov. Power play Pittsburgh.
Come on, let's get a cold one. Our total attendance for today's game.
Oh, would you look at this beer line? I'm going to go back.
What? Foul ball? No, I'm not.
Foul ball!
Foul ball? Foul ball? Out of the way! I got it!
If you want great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down,
Make it 2 Bud Lights, please.
make it a Bud Light.
Hey, you got another ball?
Chrysler Corporation has sold over 3 million minivans, 28 of which were bought by other car makers like Nissan, Toyota, and Ford. Maybe they were hoping to take our ideas and somehow improve on them. Their work has led to one sobering conclusion. Anybody can take apart the world's best-selling minivans. Only one company can put them together.
ABC's coverage of the Stanley Cup playoffs. Intensity of Joey Mullen. A game that is now 3-1 with the Devils on top. Pittsburgh leading the series 3-0. A victory, and they move on. Devils win, and they keep the series going tomorrow night. Francis on the face-off, won by Peter Stastny to Danico. Fetisov out for cross-checking at 3:55. Pittsburgh on the power play. It's been the Devils who have had the power play working for them in this game, unlike the series. The Devils came in 1 for 18 on the power play. They've scored 2 power play goals, both during the 5-minute major.
This is really the first time that guys like Ken Danico and the rest of his teammates have been able to take advantage of what the Pittsburgh Penguins have given them. Earlier in the series, they had advantages, couldn't get it by Tom Barrasso, but Jaromir Jagr's 5-minute major penalty led to 2 power play goals by the Devils, also led to the ejection of Jaromir Jagr. So generally, this is the first game that the Devils have gotten any breaks. Mind you, you've got to capitalize on the situations that present themselves, and the Devils don't have the skill level that the Penguins have, but they've gotten a couple of bounces and have taken advantage of their opportunities.
Got to outwork them, and that's what the Devils have done. Peter Stastny trying to clear, held in by Francis. Rolls to the near side to Ken Danico. Pittsburgh on the advantage here. Lemieux knocked it down. Mario Lemieux. He does those kinds of things. Let's see if that has an effect here. Danico took it away and goes right straight up the middle in the air with it. 1:28 left on the Pittsburgh power play. Pittsburgh Penguins with 5 power play goals during this series, but none here in their 4th chance tonight. Lemieux again, but offside. Kevin Stevens was deep in the zone on the right before Lemieux was able to knock it down. He and Dave Barr, who have all but shared jerseys, exchanged words.
Shared a little stick on the side of the helmet on that play, I think. Dave Barr got his stick up. I'm not sure whether he was apologizing or jawing at Mario Lemieux. I think he was playing it was an accident. Hard to say. Watch Lemieux break by here. Barr with the stick up might have nicked Mario on the side of the face, side of the cheek. Probably saying, "Oh, don't cry, you big baby." I doubt that he was apologizing.
No. The MVP this season of the National Hockey League?
Dave Barr?
Mario Lemieux?
It would be difficult for anybody to vote against Mario with the stretch the Penguins put together in his 2nd game back, finishing #1 overall in the league, and Mario coming out of nowhere to win the scoring title. It'd be very difficult to vote against him, wouldn't it?
He has won it before. He's also won the Conn Smythe for the playoff MVP twice the last 2 seasons. Devils, Dave Barr, shorthanded. Barr comes in alone with Murphy in front. Barr the move. But knocked down by Murphy. Stevens has the puck. Stevens up for Francis. Pittsburgh still in the power play. Francis moving it in to Lemieux. Lemieux, Barr right there with him. Murphy back to Lemieux. Time running in the power play. 40 seconds left on it. Murphy, who can shoot it. He does. Deflected off Chris Terreri's mask. That hit him right in the head. We could hear that here in the booth. Comes back to Lemieux. So both these goaltenders have been hit in the head with shots today. Lemieux back at the point. To Murphy. Murphy along the line. Ron Francis. Stevens set up in the slot. To Stevens. Stevens shot. Save. And a huge save. Rebound comes away to Tommy Avalon. Chris Terreri, a big save on the power play chance.
Not sure Kevin Stevens was able to get all of that. He had to kind of transition to his forehand side, but still, Chris Terreri was in perfect position. Chris Terreri sometimes has a tendency to jump around in there when the puck is moved quickly in front of him. Positionally, Terreri's been perfect today.
And the Devils have killed off another Pittsburgh power play. We're back to even strength. Pittsburgh has not converted on the power play chances here in this game. They are 0 for 4. And the Devils dodge that bullet. Cleared in by Fetisov. Tom Barrasso waiting. He wants Taglianetti to play it first. Stefan Richer head first into the boards. It wasn't that he got pushed into the boards. He was off balance, reaching around to try and prevent the icing call, and he went head first as he reached around Peter Taglianetti.
Yeah, he got tangled up with Taglianetti and ended up really performing kind of a pile driver head first into the boards. That is probably the most dangerous situation to have happen to a hockey player. Head first into the boards. Neck has no place to go except to compress. Oh boy.
Lord.
The only thing that was in Richer's favor in this is that he wasn't going very fast, but still he looks like he hits about as directly as anybody can hit. He just piled up with Taglianetti and then head first. I don't think he could get his arms up in time to protect himself either.
And the pace of this game, how quickly things happen and how fast you're moving, even there.
You know, unlike football helmets, there's no suspension inside hockey helmets.
They want the doctor on the ice here. Obviously, there are numerous physicians in attendance at the game. One of those problems with an injury like that is the neck situation. They will bring a doctor out on the ice right here.
Boy, he has been by far the Devils' MVP for this hockey game. A goal and 2 assists. He's been in on everything for the Devils.
That shook the trainer on the right, talking to the doctor about obviously what Richer has said to him since he got out there. But Richer, as you saw, did move on his own. Got up, picked his head up. That's a very positive sign as the Devils bench looks on here. Bobby Holik in particular.
Well, he's up and all right, and you know, if he's sitting upright and talking and is able to get into that position, it sure is a good sign. If he was really in a lot of trouble, they would have immobilized him immediately and brought the stretcher out. So good sign that Stefan Richer can at least get up and get off under his own power.
They will take him into the dressing room for observation here, obviously.
Hey guys, get it off TV.
And Stefan Richer makes his way out. So Herb Brooks, Doug Sullivan, assistant coach next to him there, will make some decisions on lines now. Richer's had the big game here with a goal and 2 assists, leading the Devils to the 3-1 lead. Each team now missing one of their offensive leaders, Jaromir Jagr, because of the penalty that came in the second period, and now the injury here to Stefan Richer. And we, of course, will keep an eye on the bench to see whether or not he comes back for this game, with 13:34 remaining in the third. Nichols on the face-off against Francis Wensett. Danico trying to clear it in. It goes over the glass for a souvenir. Shots are 27-22. Pittsburgh with the advantage there. Trying trying to keep their win streak alive and end this playoff series. The New Jersey Devils trying to pick up the win here at home. El Morganti down at ice level. An update from El.
Gary, Stephane Richer is all right to get up and walk around. I don't think he's coming back. He's very woozy going off. Was walking, shaking his head. His eyes, he looked like he might have lost consciousness for a while there. I don't think he'd be back in this game.
All right.
Well, you know what? That might be the lesser of two evils. If it's kind of a concussion thing, at least he was up under his own power. That would indicate that it might not be a neck situation as much as just having his bell rung, which is certainly the lesser of the two injuries.
Herb Brooks a little pacing now as he checks what he's got available. Rookie Sean McEachran working along the boards on this line as he's out there with Francis and Joey Mullen. Bernie Nichols, Randy McKay, and John McLean now together. And that ends up in the seats as well. Danico tried to dump it in. It ended up going over the glass. Faceoff will move back towards the other end. From East Rutherford, New Jersey, the Devils 3 and Pittsburgh 1. And our storyline, the Devils picking up the power play goals. That has made the difference. Power play goals, 2 of them on a 5-minute major. For Stevens, he got the one here in the third period. And the question, can Pittsburgh continue their win streak? 20-0-1 in the last 21 games going through the regular season in this playoff series. The last loss against the Rangers. Mario Lemieux's second game back from the radiation treatment for the Hodgkin's disease. Bruce Driver clearing it up. It comes out of the zone. Pace slows down here. Potential icing call will be waved off, nullified by Barrasso having to play that through the middle of McEachran by Bernie Nichols. Sean McEachran has got great speed. Moves it into the zone. McEachran shot blocked by Danico. Ferrari just tips it away to Driver. Joey Mullen held it in. Driver steps in front of Francis. Clears it up again. Not out. Taglianetti. Taglianetti winds up. Just missed. That was tipped behind Terreri by Ron Francis, but it missed the far side post by about 5 inches. Along the boards, Ulf Samuelsson. Samuelsson to the blue line to Francis. Francis and Mullen 2-on-2. Niedermeyer back with Stevens. Francis. Niedermeyer cut him off. Francis centered. Terreri covered. Francis again. Terreri, huge save, and covers the rebound. Ron Francis, 2 chances. Terreri denies both.
What? Oh, guard dog. Oh, very scary. Wow. Finally, the good stuff.
If you want great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down, make it a Bud Light.
The best defense is not to offend. Thus, introducing the new Right Guard Sports Stick. Now with a time-release formula for longer-lasting protection against hostile odor all day. For protection that endures.
Thing is a given. If you're going to beat the Pittsburgh Penguins, you need solid goaltending. Chris Terreri, great agility. Just watch the goalie here. First of all on one side of the net, then around with the stick on the other side. He stopped Francis once, then got up, got square to the shooter, who was Francis the second time, was able to smother it.
Good play. 2-on-2 the other way now is Tommy Avalon, who has the goal. One of the two. Billy Guerin shot deflected off the glass. Ramsey played by Murphy. Chris Terreri did not play, as we said, in the last game, ending a stretch of 18 straight playoff starts that he had made. And Craig Billington got the start in game 3. Billy Guerin again. Guerin with Murphy in front of him. Ball's down. Tommy Avalon there to help out. He goes down. Guerin to the middle. Shot. Niedermeyer wide. Scott Niedermeyer snuck in. High slot, but missed getting it on net. Stevens the other way. Stevens off for Tocchet. Poke checked away by Scott Stevens. Scott Stevens up. 3-on-2 Devils for the moment. Tocchet gets back to make it 3-on-3. Stevens dumps it behind the net. Billy Guerin back there. Guerin, Tocchet, Murphy. Guerin trying to center, had it blocked by Tocchet. Murphy reaching in, and Murphy dug it out. Larry Murphy laid out of the zone. Pittsburgh changing. They almost got caught for too many on the ice. One of those guys coming on, the puck ended up hitting him. Jennings plays it behind the net. Jennings will start it up with 11:15 to go. The Devils trying to extend this to tomorrow night's Game 5 in Pittsburgh. Zelepukin in. Valeri Zelepukin. For Lemieux. Straka broke it up. Tippett plays it out. Far side Needham. Mike Needham poke checked away nicely. Fetisov. And Slava got it again. Fetisov to Seamak. Tippett. Tippett and Seamak go to the board. Shel Samuelson's pass block. Zelepukin brings it back. Takes a hit check. Good hit. Tippett. Shot Lemieux wide. Zelepukin again. Shel Samuelson. Penalty coming. Delayed call. And it's going to be on the Pittsburgh Penguins with 10:46 to go.
I think Mark Fawcett looked at that hit by Dave Tippett and called it a trip.
You get that knee out on a hip check, you're going to go for tripping.
Well, the tough part, too, Gary, when you're coming face-to-face with a player, you see as Tippett's approaching his guy, you're an easy defensive guy to beat, and you almost have to get your leg out of your stick out to try and hold the offensive guy back. So, in other words, you don't want to face the guy coming at you in this manner. You want to get up on the play so you can back up with him or angle him off. But that time, Dave Tippett got caught inside his blue line and had to skate out towards Zelepukin. Not much of an option, and Fawcett saw it.
They'll make that call to avoid serious knee injuries that often happen in those knee-on-knee situations. And now the Devils, a big power play chance. 9:14 of the third period. Tippett on the trip, and the Devils have the advantage here. They have already scored power play goals here tonight, which have made the difference in this game. And they go at it again right here. 3-1, Devils are leading. Centered for Stastny. Rolls all the way to the other blue line. Niedermeyer going back to get it. Francis up. Driver. Peter Stastny couldn't connect. Joey Mullen got it away. Time now against Pittsburgh, as well as the score. 10:17 left in regulation. Niedermeyer brings it up. Into the zone. Niedermeyer's shot blocked. He banged at it again and couldn't get it out of the air. Play made by Peter Taglianetti, who knocked that down in front of the net. Mario Lemieux out on the penalty-killing unit. Niedermeyer centering. Stevens rolled in. Stevens knocked down, cleared out. Lemieux tried to back it up to him. He was open, but he got knocked down before he could get the shot off. Scott Niedermeyer up to Driver. Bruce Driver, long pass cross ice. Peter Stastny. Stevens. Lemieux cutting. Kept away from him. Not out of the zone. Driver held it in. Tom Barrasso didn't get much of that as he tried to play it around. Scott Stevens back. Stastny hit by Ramsey. Claude Lemieux to Stevens. Stevens over to Peter Stastny. Loves to pass from that point. Driver the shot. Save Barrasso. He got that one with a blocker as it zipped by. Back to Driver. Lemieux stepped up. Wanted to take off with a short-handed. Peter Stastny. Stevens looking. Centered Lemieux. It bounced over his stick. 26 left on the power play for the Devils. They are leading here 3-1 with 9 minutes left in the third. Ramsey from his own end. Both teams change it up here. Francis still short-handed. Pittsburgh. Ron Francis will rag it back. All season long I've sought the origination of the term ragging the puck in hockey. I still haven't got it. It'll be played by Randy McKay. And I see you don't have it either.
It's because the guy that's chasing you, if you do it well, ends up about as tired as a limp rag when he's done.
That's good. Tippett's got it. Tippett comes to the red line and brings it in. Dave Tippett back. Shel Samuelson shot blocked wide. Rebound rolled in. On Terreri, it's underneath him. Just bouncing off bodies and rolled in on Terreri, who was backing up trying to find the puck. He got it before it crossed that magic red line.
We're gonna have to bail.
What about the Bud Light?
No time. There's only one left. You take it. I'll never forget you.
If you want great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down, make it a Bud Light.
Not so fast. Yes.
Dodge Dakota Sport with an optional 180 horsepower Magnum V6 out-accelerates Ford and Chevy compacts and does it for under 10 grand. Unquote. Dodge, the most powerful line of trucks anywhere.
Get $500 cash back on new Dodge Dakotas.
Gary, Stephane Richet's being brought to a hospital by ambulance. It looks like a neck injury, neurologically intact, they say. The neck's been stabilized. He's just been put into an ambulance. Obviously not back today. The series goes on, could be back later. It is a neck injury, probably the right side of his neck. Gary?
Okay, Al, thanks very much.
Yeah, I was wrong about that.
Here's a 2-on-1. John McLean, Randy McKay intercepted by Larry Murphy. Puck rolls free. Randy McKay. Since Richet's injury, McKay has come out, taking time where Stephane Richet would have been playing. Not necessarily on the same line, but the ice time. Stevens brings it in. Stevens dropped it for Tocchet. Tocchet cut the other way. Martin Strockett couldn't get it. Coming back for it. The bump put on Stevens by Randy McKay, and Stevens is down.
You bet he's
Larry
down.
Murphy. Randy McKay is a wall and a brick one, and he really leveled Kevin Stevens. Blue liner, Taglianetti.
I'm not sure Kevin Stevens really knows where he is, Gary. Is he ever wobbly going off? Well, at least he's turning around now and yelling at the Devils bench. He may know where he is.
He headed to the wrong bench. He started over towards the Devils bench as he was going off the ice.
He got the clue when nobody opened the door for him.
Yeah, and there weren't kind words coming with flowers and candy either. 7:32 to go in the third. Randy McKay hitting Kevin Stevens.
Well, what the Devils lose in offense by losing Stephane Richet, they make up in physical play with Randy McKay going out there, and he caught Kevin Stevens right in the shoulder blades with the shoulder, and Stevens down on one knee really was my indication. He kind of looked dazed as he was trying to get up and seemed a little wobbly on the way back to the bench.
He leads the Devils during the regular season in penalty minutes, along with Ken Danico. McKay at 206, Danico 236. Stephane Richet scored in the first. Tommy Avalon, the end of the second. And Claude Lemieux, 152 of the third, for a Devils 3-0 lead, all power play goals. Stevens has scored his second of the series here in the third to put Pittsburgh on the board.
So many good things have happened to the Devils in this game. They've gotten their scorers on track. Claude Lemieux's on the board. Stephane Richet out with the injury, but he has a goal and 2 assists in this hockey game.
Bill, you may have been right. We always hesitate to speculate on injuries. I'm sure a lot of what's happening with Richet is precautionary to get him to the hospital, stabilize the neck, just to be sure. Yeah.
Hope so.
Played by Ken Danico. Danico up the boards. Francis tried to hold it in, but he couldn't. The play made by Peter Stastny, the 14 all-time leading scorer in National Hockey League history. Peter Stastny, a role player now for the Devils, mostly on the power play, taking some regular shifts here in the third period with Richet out. Barrasso comes out of the net to get it. 7 minutes left to go in the third period. The Devils up 3-1. Ken Danico. Devils get back on side. Danico will dump it in. Devils will do a lot of that with a 2-goal lead here. They'll force Pittsburgh to come out of their own end deep.
You know, Gary, Herb Brooks, the Devils coach, has gone with so few forwards in this hockey game. Hardly seen C-Mac, who is the second leading scorer in the regular season. Bobby Holik is out there now, but he has hardly played at all since the first period.
Yep. Driver gets it up. Dave Barr saved Barrasso. Shel Samuelson, it bounced off him, and a penalty on the Devils, and a bad penalty. Intercepted, there's the whistle. Bobby Holik slashed Tom Barrasso, and a power play coming for Pittsburgh. Let's check in with John.
The St. Louis Blues are at it again. First, Janney with the shot, and it's tipped in by Brett Hull. That tied the game at 2 apiece. Then you want to see some great passing? Brett Hull to Janney. Janney to Brendan Shanahan after the fake, and then between the legs, it's in. 3-2 St. Louis with the lead.
John, thanks very much. Barrasso got slashed by Bobby Holik.
Well, watch this, though. He seizes the opportunity as Holik was going behind him and just came down with his lumber kind of gently. But look at Tommy Barrasso's reaction, as if he were chopped with a 2x4 across the chest. And that's how you got to make it look if you want to draw a penalty. There's a fine line between really going overboard and making it look good. Tommy B made that one look pretty good.
They're judging the dives.
There you go.
He's got 2 9s and a 10.
Right.
And that's, I think, pretty good scoring. Tom Barrasso, he knew what to do when he saw that stick going by. A timeout taken here by Pittsburgh. They'll use their 1:32 timeout to set up their power play with Bobby Holik going to the penalty box. And here's Pittsburgh's chance with 6:30 to go in the game and down by 2.
Yeah, look at those helmets. How much more movement is there now on the Pittsburgh bench than there was before when they were down 3-0? They've come alive here a bit in the third period, except the way the Devils are playing defensively, they are not giving this big power machine their chances. 6:30 to go with a 3-1 lead. Unless the Devils completely collapse, it'll have to be the genius of a Mario Lemieux that overcomes this, because it ain't going to happen the way the Devils are playing. They are solid defensively.
So, of course, Dave Byers going to be out there since Mario Lemieux is out there. 6:30 to go in the game. Pittsburgh will go to work on the power play here. Not been able to convert on 5 chances in this game. See what they can do with this one. Lemieux on the near side. Back to Larry Murphy. Lemieux tried to knock it down, couldn't. Behind the net, Tocchet. Tocchet, Stevens, and Lemieux up front on this power play. Scott Stevens clears it out of the zone. Devils penalty killers during the regular season finished 12th in the league in killing off penalties. They have gotten it done here today so far. Intercepted again. John McLean clears it up. Here's Driver shorthanded. Driver using Murphy as a screen. Barrasso had to make the save on it. Pittsburgh's lost that little jump that we usually see from this Pittsburgh team. They're a little back on their heels even on the power play. Francis sends it in. Danico goes with Stevens. Stevens cleared it around, but Driver's there. Driver tied up by Tocchet as the puck pinned up with a skate, taken away by Lemieux to Murphy. Murphy looking over as Francis all alone. Francis Rister blocked by Stevens. John McLean does battle. Francis hauled him down. No call. Devils bench. They're up on that one. Murphy holding it in. Larry Murphy over to Lemieux. Pittsburgh power play. 40 seconds left on it. Murphy to Lemieux. Murphy. Francis. Francis looking. Tried to get it to Lemieux. Driver read it. Cleared.
Patient penalty killing. The Devils are not going to force Mario Lemieux when he has the puck, because if you go to him, he'll make you look bad. They may force Larry Murphy up high. They may force Ronnie Francis, trying to take away their time, but they don't go to Lemieux, and that is smart.
Ken Danico again clearing through the middle. Generally, you'll see players in that situation Danico had in the corner with a puck trying to wrap it around the boards. Pittsburgh so good at holding it in, pinching down, that we've seen Danico today on a number of occasions. They got to clear the zone. He goes right straight up the middle. Right, he gets it up in the air.
Sure. The other problem is if you get it around the boards too quickly, that defenseman that's on the blue line or point man will intercept it, and your cover guys, your penalty killers, haven't got a chance to get there to defend.
McEachran, the penalty's over. Pittsburgh did not convert. Back to even strength. McEachran and Barnes, Fetisov. Now Tocchet joins in. Tocchet back up. Even strength. Kjell Samuelsson blocked by Fetisov. Tommy Avalon up. Couldn't get that one. This will be an icing call on the touch-up, but the Devils again kill off an important power play chance for the Pittsburgh Penguins and protect their 2-goal lead.
It has a 10-cylinder, 400-horsepower engine and seats up to 7. It hits over 1 G on a skid pad and has an available built-in child seat. Its front fenders resist dents and chips. It has 133 sound deadeners, silencers, baffles, and mufflers. And there's room in back for 49 bags of groceries. Caravan, Viper, and Intrepid. The new Dodge.
Place on earth that I'd rather be than out in the open where it's so plain to see. If it's gonna get done, it's up to you and me. Come on and head for the mountains of Bush. Come on and head for the mountains of Bush.